Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Alex Nichols before the 2017 Western States 100. How are you, Alex?
Doing good. How are you?
All right. Your travel was a little more slower than expected, but
yeah, it was just slightly faster than driving to get here today. But yeah, whatever.
You're here.
Yeah.
It seems like over the past year you've made a real, I don't know if whether it's conscious or what, but a step to longer ultras after doing a lot of 50Ks and 50 miles. Was that a conscious decision?
No, I mean, it just sort of happened. I guess I saw it coming a little bit, but a lot of it was just like, I like to do races that are exciting to me and like sort of bucket list type races. And I kind of wiped out like all of the shorter races that I really wanted to do, like Sierra Zinal, Zagama, all that stuff. And then what was left was things like Western States.
And it seems like coming up to the longer distance, you sort of dabbled at like 50 miles before, but you run as strong or stronger than you ever have at this longer stuff. Like, have you changed things up with your training or?
No, I think it's just having the background of like always having done long runs for 50 miles, doing 50-mile races. It all just sort of builds up over time.
And the experience of actually doing them?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all, I always say this, like lifetime base is a big thing. And yeah,
you've got a substantial lifetime base at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
That said, Run Rabbit Run was your first 100-miler last year, and I think you said the last 20 miles was a little rough.
Yeah.
What went rough then?
Well, like, yeah, just it was crazy. Like, and I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot, but like the whole day just was like pretty easy up until the last 20 miles.
Yeah.
Like my knees started hurting. I had a little arch problem in my left foot. Just like little things that creep up, but it was 100 miles, so
and then
it's to be expected.
With 20 miles to go, what went wrong? Was it the knee and arch pain?
Yeah. I mean, just like little tendonitis things.
Gotcha.
Just pains.
But no implosion, energy-wise, or
no, energy-wise, I was good.
Yeah.
Just little mechanical things.
You know, you've had some stuff like that before in other races, like some North Face races and in training. Like, how do you have you done anything to try to correct those problems ahead of time for this, or?
Yeah, I mean the specific knee tendonitis things, I'm trying to do more glute type things, but I don't know. You know, it's 100 miles. We're not really like made to run that far as fast as possible all at once, so it's gonna hurt a little bit, I think.
Now you did have a sort of real injury period this spring. What was wrong, and have you bounced back from it?
Yeah. I ran Black Canyon 100K, went really well, started just easing back into things, and then sort of the very outside part of my left foot just started really getting aggravated, got swollen, sort of like the base of the 5th metatarsal, there's a little joint there. At one point I thought maybe I had like pulled a chip of the bone off. Lots of people weren't really sure what was going on, but it was just super painful. I couldn't run at all for maybe 6 weeks or so.
Since then, it seems like you've got back, at least for a couple weeks, to sort of your normal training volume and intensity.
Yeah, no, it's like...
Just went away one day, or?
Yeah, basically. It was just like, I guess it's gone now. And then I had enough time to like do a little condensed training block, but...
You feel pretty fit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's the lifetime base again. It just... yeah, I've done things in training that indicate I'm at or beyond where I've ever been.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're probably a little fresher than you would be if you just pushed through an entire, first half of 2017 training block.
Right. Yeah, and there's always the other risks of like other injuries if you're really doing like a solid 3-month training block and maybe you get a little too crazy and you do too much. So
yeah. Moving back a little bit to Black Canyon.
Yeah.
You had a really good race there. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting it to be hot and net downhill, and that's kind of what I trained for. And then race day came and it's like a monsoon and out and back with a big gradual climb for the whole second half.
Yeah.
So it changed things. But I mean, it was just a really hard race. I think everyone just like ran super hard on that first half, and then the second half was just holding on for everybody. Like even I think I went out way too hard in that race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you held on pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really happy with that. It was a really good race.
Obviously that was a 100K, not 100 miles, but does that with Run Rabbit Run give you a reasonable amount of confidence going into Saturday?
Yeah. Yeah, especially the Black Canyon, because that's more similar to this kind of like faster overall pace. And I think as long as I like take what I learned from that, combined with Run Rabbit Run and that sort of patience, then I think it can go well.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you used to pace Anton at Leadville a bunch of years, and he was famously going out extremely aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
and you come from a faster, you know, sort of faster ultra background.
Yeah.
How are you going to sort of temper your effort early? Or are you not going to? You're just going to roll with it?
No, I mean, just talking to Casey is like, got to respect the distance. It's still a really long race. I might run a little bit harder, but I'm in it to finish.
Yeah.
That's my...
You're not going to try to push Jim the first half or...
I mean, you never know what's going to happen,
yeah.
but I'm going to finish.
Nice.
Hopefully. Knock on wood.
And, I mean, you've been around the sport enough to kind of know some of the other folks racing here and maybe what you're capable of. Like, do you see yourself, you know, possibly finishing on the podium or winning this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely the goal before the injury. And then, I mean, based on the last few weeks and how training has gone, I think it's a good goal to, like, yeah, expect the podium.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty good confidence right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long race, and obviously the competition is really good. So
yeah.
Can't say for sure, but I think if everything goes well, it's, yeah.
And have you, it's going to be hot this weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously. Have you sort of run some long, or, you know, any races that have been this warm?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
Yeah?
It's been pretty hot in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
I've been trying to run in the heat, but honestly, I think fitness is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So.
And what do you think would be the biggest challenge this Saturday?
I think going into it, making sure I can still get nutrition down, because the only time I've ever had nutritional problems was on a hot day on a training run, and your stomach can go south pretty quickly on a day like that. So I'm just gonna be really aware of like making sure I stay hydrated, so then I can keep getting calories in.
And are you gonna do anything to try to keep yourself cool to sort of facilitate that?
Yeah. Ice water, things like that.
Yeah.
I am probably gonna run with a hat. I've never run with a hat in my life.
Ever.
I mean, well, leading up to this, I've practiced.
You've practiced wearing a hat.
Yeah.
That sounds somewhat ridiculous.
But didn't want to leave anything to chance, so
that's good. That's good.
Training in with the hat.
Don't try anything new on race day. Yep. Breaking the hat. Is it well shaped and ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still getting used to it, but I think it'll be good. I cut my hair.
You did cut your hair.
Yeah.
Not going to cut it any shorter?
No, this is good.
This is good.
This will be good for another year.
All right. Well, best of luck out there and have fun.
Thank you.